Yo, what's up, YouTube? Peace, positivity, self-awareness, and motivation. Guys, hit that like button, show the channel some love. Today, I'm going to be answering a question from a subscriber. You know you can shoot me questions anytime. Check me out on Instagram or click that pinned link at the top of the comment. This subscriber asked, I'm curious. Please let me know if I'm wrong, but I believe you've stated in the past that you'd like to get married, but won't sign contracts and paperwork, and I completely agree with that. And you're right. I believe you've also said that a man can't love a woman too much. You're also right. My question is this: keeping yourself from loving a woman too much, is that something you have to remind yourself of, or is it just inherent at this point? I'm not worried about loving a woman too much because I know better than that now. But sometimes I find that I still have to catch myself on certain things. I'm still pretty new to the RP community, about 2 years. And so I find that I need to remind myself at times not to get too friendly with these women and joke around with them too often. He goes on to say, sometimes I want to do something nice for them, but then I catch myself and think, don't just give it up so easy. Don't compliment her, make her earn it. Okay, that's what's up. Yes, no free validation. I guess a good way to put it is that I get a little annoyed that I still need to catch myself. Perhaps it takes time, as we've been indoctrinated as men, but I'm curious about what your take is. Is this something you still have to fight with at times, or is it second nature to you now? Love the content. All right, man, appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Let's talk about it. All right, guys, so there are 3 things I'm going to address in this video. Number 1, loving a woman too much. Number 2, breaking frame. And finally, free validation. So first, let's talk about loving a woman too much. That one's an easy one to fix, man. For those of you guys out there who are worried, am I going to love a woman too much? The chances that you will, after being RP aware, are very slim. Understanding female nature is literally the cure to not loving a woman too much. Getting out of that blue pill mentality where you're taught that a woman loves you and will love you no matter what, and love is all you need, and coming to the realization and the truth that a woman truly loves you for 2 things. Number 1, what you provide, and 2, who you are as a man. Whereas a man's love for a woman is just based on who she is as a person, right? That's looks, personality, etc. Okay, here's another way to look at it. A man wants a woman who will stay with him through hard times. A woman wants a man who will get her through hard times. Yes, bro, her love for you is tied into your burden of performance, right? Whereas it doesn't work vice versa. And by the way, that last quote, I know that shit was sick. That's a Chisha Z original right there. Quote, put my name if you quote that. And the truth is, once you understand that, like once you really think about that and accept it for what it is and not get bitter, because that is female nature, it won't change, bro. You can cry all you want in the comment section down below. Why can't women love us for who we are? Why is it all about money? It's part of it is about money, and you just have to get over it. Your burden of performance as a man is tied in to her love for you. That's a bitter pill to swallow. And understanding that, well, you understand you can't love her too much. Why? Because her love is conditional. The guys that fall into the trick of loving a woman too much in most cases are guys who still think that they're going to meet a woman who's going to love them forever and stay with them forever no matter what he does. And that's just not the truth, which is why purpose is so important in self-improvement, right? Your purpose in life can't just rival your love for her. It must surpass it. Your desire to improve, your passion for your life's purpose. There are reasons why she can't be the center of your life. And apart from understanding and being RP aware, women just don't want that. They don't want a guy who worships them 24/7. No matter how many Hollywood movies you watch, you know that's the case. And they know that too. But they'll fight for that number one spot. You just can never let her have it. So how do you fix that need and desire to love her too much? I'll guess, man, most times you'll never get to that point. Again, most men can never get to the point where they love a woman too much because they know too much. They're too RP aware, right? You be looking into her eyes. You know that look women give you when they're laying next to you in bed? And she's staring at you and she looks like, because you just busted those cheeks, right? And she looks like she's in love. You're all that she sees. And they just give you this dumb look, right? Just looking into your eyes like they're just heads over heels over you. The blue pill man is there doing it right back at her. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is awesome, right? He's enjoying that shit. He's in La La Land with that chick. The guy that's RP aware is looking at her and thinking, look at her looking at me like she truly loves me for who I am. These women, man. I mean, you're not angry, right? And you don't have to be mad about it. But a part of you, once you were a blue pill, once you were beta, you can't help but think that way, because the old you used to look right at her and look her right in the eyes and you be in La La Land with her. But now you're looking at her like, look at this dumb looking at me like she loves me. We know the truth. You can't fool me. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my control of compliments, validation, which we'll get to in a little bit. Me having my shit together, right? Me having game. Me not over pursuing. And you understand, man, you're aware it's hard for you to be so in love with a beta inside of you, kind of like lean towards that way. Yeah, but the truth changes a lot. When it comes to the love thing, it changes a lot of that. But you can really get a handle on not loving a woman too much by embracing your purpose, right? By having something in your life that comes first before your woman, or second, or even third. And she can be number 4 or number 3, right? But now you're pushing it. And so he also said, I find I need to remind myself not to be too friendly and / not joke around too much with women. So here he's talking about maintaining frame. What is frame? Masculine frame in specific is what I'm going to talk about. Masculine frame has mostly to do with the way you carry yourself, right? Women are attracted to men who know how to keep frame. And part of embracing that masculine energy is not acting like a female, which means that you're highly expressive. There's a lot of men out here who hung around a lot of women. They're highly expressive in the way that they communicate. They're easily triggered, highly emotional. Women love a man who knows how to maintain frame. Frame is important, man. A good way I could describe this is think of movies where you have the guy who always gets the girls, right? He's not the super friendly guy who's talkative. He's the guy who's collected. He's the guy who's purposeful about the way he carries himself, right? He's not easily bothered. He's not easily triggered. A lot of men were raised up around a lot of women, and they don't know how to embrace that frame and masculine frame. And instead, they're in feminine state, right? They're not in masculine state. They don't know how to maintain frame. When you're on a date, the best way to seduce a woman, yes, what women love is a man who is in frame. You look mysterious, and you're also embracing that masculine energy. You're not sitting there joking around, laughing around. You know what I mean? You're not like nervous. You're not too expressive, because those are feminine characteristics. The men who hold the most frame are the men who are busting the most cheeks, guaranteed. I'm telling you right now. The huge misconception is that guys think the guy who's always talking to girls and laughing with them, and he has a bunch of girls around him and he makes them laugh. A lot of guys think that guy has a lot of women that he's busting cheeks on the side, and he's dealing with his women and actually getting laid. He's not. He's not. The guy you should be worried about is the guy who, when women get around him, they're not in that joking mood, right? They're kind of intimidated. They're kind of more quiet. They watch how they act. They might be nervous. That's a guy who maintains frame. I'm not talking about being creepy. Don't be creepy. I'm not talking about being, because I sound like I'm describing a psychopath right there. I don't mean that. I mean, they come around this guy, he makes them nervous. That's good. Not in a creepy way. There's a fine line right there, but in a way of like, oh man, she doesn't want to screw up in front of you because she thinks you're attractive. You're different. You're not there like joking around with her like, hey, how you doing? Joking around and just being too much and always trying to be her entertainment. A lot of guys think they have to entertain women, right? Maintaining frame, embracing your masculinity are the guys who watch how they carry themselves. They talk, they're intentional when they talk. They talk slow. They don't have too much to say. They know what they want and they're patient. They look you in the eyes when they're talking to you, right? They're not pressed. They're not afraid of awkward silence. That's the guy who's busting the cheeks. So now let's talk about breaking frame. Listen, sometimes even when you know all this stuff and you've watched every video, you will mess up. You will break frame. And that's okay, right? Because you're human and sometimes you break frame. Sometimes you might be talking to a chick and something funny happens and you're over there laughing way too loud. And then you realize like, oh man, let me get back in frame, right? Sometimes you might be dealing with the woman and she may say something that upsets you and you start realizing that you're getting too emotional about it. And then you check yourself mentally. That's completely normal. What you're describing, bro, is completely normal. And you come back to it. And out of all those things, man, the hardest one will probably be you like trying to keep yourself from joking around too much. Because what happens I don't care if you have a rotation of women or if you're dealing with one woman, what will often happen is after some time, these women will build some sort of like familiarity with you, right? You grow comfortable joking around with them. You can still be funny and joke around, but you gotta maintain it in a masculine way. Don't make her laugh and you're laughing louder than she is. You know what I mean? Slapping your knee and shit. You don't have to do that. And let's be honest, man, women aren't that funny at the end of the day. Unless if you're trying to bust some cheek, then now you're laughing at all her jokes. You're funny, man. You're funny. You're funny. Just to give you guys an example, the worst thing that happened to me, I'll tell you the truth. The chick I'm dealing with right now, right? The chick I'm dealing with right now is actually funny. Most women are not funny. If you know this as a man, but when the hardest time you will have maintaining frame is dealing with an actual funny woman. And I didn't know that she was funny until like I started seeing her more, because when you go into these dates, guys, and you're maintaining frame on the date and you're in that serious mood, women will mirror you, right? They'll be following your lead in most cases. Most guys who don't know game, they're following the woman's lead. They're mirroring what she's doing. If she's talking a lot, now he's talking a lot, right? She sets the pace. If she starts joking, now he starts acting like a clown. But once you start setting the frame and you're serious, women, they tend to mirror you and they're thinking a lot of things. They're thinking, why isn't this guy really into this date? Do I look good? Right? Maybe he doesn't like me. That's where you want her, because now she's in a place where she's proving herself and you're not proving yourself. Let's go back to the story. This chick I'm dealing with, and I didn't think she was that funny because she wasn't cracking jokes, because I wasn't cracking jokes, right? My humor, was I being funny? Yes. But I wasn't like, trying to be a clown, right? A comedian. I would just ask questions. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. You could still tell jokes. I remember making fun of her bag and I was like, yo, is that a camera bag? Her bag looked like a camera bag. And she was like, no, this is just my bag. I said, okay, looked like you're about to take hella pictures. I'm like, you must have confused this date for something else. She laughed. She's like, wow, you just met me. You know what I mean? But I wasn't there like, ha, look at that bag, looking like a photographer. Nah. There are ways to do it where you can still maintain frame. Fast forward, I found out this chick is actually hilarious. And imagine me trying to keep frame. I broke few times I broke. You're going to break out of frame. And then I'm like, oh man, no, I probably shouldn't have done that. You look like such a clown over there, just laughing your ass off, right? And why is this? For the guys that don't understand this, man, is it especially if you've not busted the cheeks, it's important for you to maintain frame, because that puts you in the most seductive frame and actually makes you more sexually alluring, right? That's how you build the sexual tension, the clowning, the joking. And after you do smash, you also want to maintain frame because that's what maintains respect, right? Think back to the teachers in school who you respected the most. Those are the teachers who, when they walked around the corner, you started, you stopped talking and you were quiet, or you were doing something you weren't supposed to be doing and you kind of just acted right. That's the type of presence you want to maintain with your woman. You don't want your woman to be like your friend. I'm not saying she should be afraid of you. Some of you guys love going to extreme. Bro, you want me to beat her? No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said, bro. That's not what I'm said. I'm just saying there should be a level of respect where your woman knows that she just can't come to you and smack you on the back of the head and be like, ha, you know what I mean? There's just certain things you should maintain with the woman. Will you once in a while joke around a bit too much, be too friendly? Yeah, you will. But most times you just check that shit and you keep it pushing. All right, so last but not least, free validation. And you guys already know about a lot of this stuff. If you're new to this, you know that you shouldn't validate, compliment a woman unless if she earns it, right? This is everything from compliments, gifts. Those things should be given because those are a form of validation as a reward to good behavior. Right? What is the regular guy who doesn't understand game, the blue pill dude? What does he do? He rewards bad behavior. He sets no standards at all for his expectations for the women that he's dealing with, and they disrespect him. And so to make up for the disrespect, because they get into fights and they're going back and forth, what does he do? He buys flowers, he buys her gifts, chocolates. He's rewarding bad behavior, whereas the guy who knows what he's doing and knows his worth, he doesn't tolerate that. So no free validation. But just like breaking frame, it's the same thing. Once in a while, you're going to slip up. You're going to validate that chick too much, right? It's just going to happen, man. Why? Because it just happens. You're going to catch yourself and say, oh man, that was a bit too much. Now she feels too good. Damn it. Because you know you're going to pay for it in the long run. So Chisha, are you telling us we should never compliment a woman? That's not what I'm saying. It's okay to throw her a bone once in a while. It's okay to throw the chick a bone once in a while. And let me tell you, when you're first dealing with the woman, the best time to do this is when she complains or she asks you for it. Because guys, if you're doing this thing right, if you're running game right with these women, what will happen is over time, she will want to look better for you, right? She'll want those compliments. So in a way, you're creating a burden of performance for her, but you have to create that. She'll want to dress nice. She'll want to be better for you. Why? And do nice things for you because she wants to please you. And that's exactly where you want her. Guys, sometimes when you see a girl out and she's dressed really nice, it's not always her just necessarily wanting to attract guys. Sometimes she has a man who requires her to look good. The difference between a woman who gets with a guy and then, starts dressing sloppy, gains a bunch of weight. And that happens with a lot of women, right? They get into relationships and you notice that their SMV starts to go down. That's a reflection on the man. In most cases. But when you see a woman get with the man and she improves herself, that's also a reflection of the man. And you actually have to create that burden of performance. But guys, you will slip up. Your girl will one day show up looking hella good, right? And you will tell her, you'll be like, damn, babe, you look fine as and you think to yourself, oh, hold on, that was a bit too much, right? That was a bit too much. Let me ease it up. But the problem is your beta romantic side wants to tell her that she looks beautiful with no makeup and musty breath, right? I'm not trying to say I only date women with makeup because I know I love natural women. I don't want to hear that shit, man. You know what I'm trying to say is that your beta side wants to see her teeth not brushed, just rolled out of bed, bonnet on her head, and you want to be like, damn, babe, you're just so beautiful. I love a natural girl, right? And it's not because you actually love a natural girl. You're just heads over heels for her. Your beta side wants to do that. Because let's be honest, how you fix free validation, giving too much of it, is you raise your standards. This is the fix. Most guys never think about this. Truly ask yourself, what do I really like? Because I know what your idealistic side really wants to say, you just want to love a woman for whatever reason, and you think that's what it has to be, but it's not the reality, right? Because once you guys start getting mad at each other, that's when the truth starts coming out. You'd be like, and you always got a bonnet on. Well, maybe if you did your makeup once in a while. Now the truth comes out when you're getting emotional. But what you have to do is you have to set that standard. That's how you really avoid free validation. It's hard for me to give free validation because if I'm gonna validate a woman, it's most likely in most cases something that she's doing right that I expect that woman to do. Ask yourself, what do you like? How do you like a woman to keep herself up? And trust me, women love this. They may say amongst themselves or when they talk out loud, oh my gosh, her boyfriend is so controlling. Can you believe that he picks what color nails she should have on? Wow, he only likes her nails painted white. That's another one. That's a good one. Down to the nails of your chick. They love this. Some women will even ask you like, hey babe, what color do you want me to go get my nails painted? They actually want to do it for you. But before she even asks, because she may not know, she may be goofy. Most women are goofy. Let her know, babe, I like it when you get your nails done like this. And yes, you can get her nails done for a once in a while if you are in a relationship, not if you're running a rotation, right? Have some standards. Hey, I like it when you wear a little bit of makeup when we go out. Listen, I'm not huge on makeup, but I'm also not huge on a woman looking homeless when we go run errands or go out to grab a bite to eat. I tell women, man, I've told women before, like, hey, if we're gonna go out to grab food, I need you to not have the thing on your head. I need you to be you've got to have standards. That's how you avoid free validation. You're not gonna give free validation when she just rolled out of bed and now it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon and she still has the bonnet on and now she wants to go out and walk around and make you look bad, right? Raise your standards. That validation that comes out so freely, that will also minimize. Hey guys, last but not least, I've got a course coming out, How to Win with Women and Dating Online. If you want to be first to receive the course and get an amazing discount, click that link, shoot and enter and submit your email. I appreciate you all. Let me know what you guys thought of the content down below. Listen up, listen up, listen up. This message is for my Patreon. You're going to get some good stuff coming, right? You're going to get some good stuff coming for you. If you guys are not in there yet, get in. Get in. I appreciate you all. Patreon, I am coming with some heat. Okay? I appreciate you. All right, guys. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.
I'm a walking Liberty Bell. Free to ring through my stride. Freedom to be inside and be a slave to my pride and ride away this screen. Man, this love's so serene. I should probably shake it up just a little bit.